So
Hear you. And of course, it's a beautiful day.
I'm not sure I can hear you, Stephanie.
Very
You are
beautiful
very
day.
faint.
And okay, are you able to get me now?
A bit, just a bit. You're very faint.
Okay, could be some Are you able to get me now?
Yes, but you are faint. It would be nicer if you increase the volume a little bit so that our audience can hear
Okay,
you without problems.
all right. That would definitely be done. It's a beautiful day, and I guess we should actually start. But just before we go on, how are you?
Yes, yes.
I guess, okay. Are we good now?
Yeah, we are. We can go. You can go. It's not very exciting, but it's okay.
Okay. You're listening to accounting and business. And of course, today we look at the hot topic review, and we will be giving away some talk time. And of course, how we give away our talk time is as we continue to talk, you should be able to at least contribute to our topics and of course share your views. And just like that, we do have Airtel, we have to give away, and you might want to tell your friends to tell their friends that we will be giving away some talk time. But really, today we look at some of the things that actually taken place in 2022. And of course, a number of things, Mr. Lusambo, have actually happened this year. And of course, I guess this is a very good time to get to talk about them. And one of the things that has actually happened is the NAPSA partial withdrawal. We've had the 2023 budget review. We had the free education. We had the IMF deal. We had teachers recruitment. We had quite a number of stuff going around. So I guess we will pick on that. But of course, we let's get to start by actually the latest one, which is the NAPSA partial withdrawal review. That of course allows you to withdraw money as long as you are 35 years old, and you will be able to withdraw that money and obviously use it for business purposes. And that's about 20%. Is actually a good amount out of what you have saved. Mr. Lusambo, I guess you could actually pick it from the NAPSA partial withdrawal. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the partial withdrawal, it's not from my personal, opinion. It's not what I personally expected.
Mm.
It's I don't know. I don't know if I like it. It's not what we expected, but
But
I
at
think
least
it's
it's
a good thing
20%.
in that it gives somebody maybe a chance to use their money, but it's not a big amount of money again. Looking at the percentage, looking at who qualifies, it's not, when it was announced that there was going to be some NAPSA reforms, a lot of us were excited, partly because we felt it's a chance to invest. But if you think
Mm.
about the kind of NAPSA we contribute in this country and the average salary for this country is quite low. So I don't really think that it's something that we should be
Mm.
excited about that much. But it's going to make a difference into somebody's life, especially our friends who qualify, our old veterans. I think those are going to benefit a bit. But for us young people, I don't think it's going to be of any use to us. Yeah. But anyway, we want to hear from our audience again what they think
I'm
of us.
thinking
Guys, we have
35.
a lot of talk time to give out, at least to over 20 people. That would be nice. How about you? What do you think? Do you like the
I'm
NAPSA
thinking
reform?
35 years is, yeah, 35 years is actually a good age for me. Obviously, you should have been away from your teenage age where you could already get 35. Everyone, the ones who met now, life gets to you at 35. So I guess it's a very good age to begin to build rather than actually building when you're already over 65.
Yeah,
would
yeah,
actually
that
help
part.
businesses, and
Yeah, maybe 35 is not so bad. Yeah,
it will
it's
help.
not so bad for those who qualify. And for those who are in double employment, I think it's going to help them a lot. But, you know, again, we want to hear our audience. Guys, tell us what to think. When you tell us what to think, we send for you talk time. We have M10 talk time and Airtel talk time, lots of talk time to give out this morning, guys. Just tell us what you think about, the things that happened in 2022, either the budget, the NAPSA reforms, ZESCO tariffs, the IMF deal. Which one did you like the most? Which one affected you? And we hopefully go give you talk time just like that. And the other issue, maybe Stefan, that I
It's
feel
just
that I
like that.
liked personally, I think I liked the employment of 30,000 teachers, partly because that brought a lot of revenue in the economy. 30,000 people are going to get paid. Once those 30,000 people are getting paid, they're going to help their families. Some of them are going to start businesses. Some of them are going to, rent houses. So it was a good thing to see a huge number of people employed. I think that's the part where I felt let's commend the government for such a fantastic thing. 30,000 teachers was amazing. It was fantastic. I think I like that. But also 11,000 health workers, maybe that was a plus. So a total of 40,000 plus employees in the year
Yeah,
2022 from the government. I think that was amazing. We give them a plus for that. I don't know what do you think about that, Stephanie? 30,000
definitely. But
teachers,
again, I want to
30,000
think
years
about, um,
11,000.
I want to think about the pupil teacher ratio. Of course,
Yes,
also want to look at whether the houses are enough. I'm
yes,
glad you talked about renting houses, but really people don't want to spend on rent because they're thinking I could invest. So
yes,
the amount that they use to rent, others think so that disadvantage on the part of teachers. And I met one of, they had to build a small village hut just to accommodate themselves into a house at least. So I think that's why the challenge
yes.
comes in as much as it looks good on the employment ratio, but definitely again it impacts. It actually affects them in terms of trade and saving. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think it does affect a lot. Actually, that's a good one. I just feel that the new promise when we saw the budget, they promised us that they're going to also employ 5,000 more, 3,000 teachers, and the other less than 5,000 kwacha, 5,000 health workers. I think that's not too much because people are going to die. Some people from those 8,000 kwacha did not get the jobs because some of them died, and also some of them also, they are simply replacements. So going into 2023, the employment that has been promised for teachers and nurses will simply be, replacements. Because think of it, from the 30,000 who are employed, some of them did not even report because they are dead. And then some of them are just going to fill up the spaces for the next year, 2023. So I think that was quite amazing. But anyway, we want to hear from our audience, guys. We have talked them to give you right now. All you do, just tell us. Stefan and I are talking about the budget, talking about the FX, ZESCO tariffs. We're talking about what happened in 2022, the IMF deal. Which one affected you? Which one did you like? Which one do you feel was the government could have done better? And then we give you talk time. We have a lot of talk time to give you right now, MTN and Airtel talk time. Or you do give us a comment, tell us which one you liked, which one affected you, and they'll send you talk time. Looks like we have a comment, Stephanie. Somebody needs some talk time.
Definitely. Um, Good morning. That's from Lucky Mwachama saying, good morning. Following the female monthly adjustment has been the biggest drop of the year because it is difficult to plan for a month because you never know what comes next. Employment of teachers was a huge and bold step by government as it reduced a number of unemployed teachers, of them whom had worked for many years in the private schools, which lacked job security in most cases. Well, that is a very valid point. Mhm. I
Yes,
totally
I
agree
think
with
that's a valid
you
point.
on the first comment um, where he actually talks about the fuel monthly review.
Yes. And I think
But on
this
the
is one
teachers
thing that,
as against the
yes, Stephanie, and you see where Mr. Lucky is coming from. He talks about, 20, he says the monthly adjustment has been the biggest drawback for the year because it is difficult to plan for a month. And now, you see, this is one thing that I wonder all the time. Why is it so hard for the minister in charge involved in this sector to simply plan for 3 months? Because monthly adjustments are an inconvenience, not just to us, the users, but also to the suppliers. It's been one of the biggest drawbacks. Like he said, he also says that employment of teachers was a huge and bold step by government as it reduced the number of unemployed teachers, most of whom had worked for many years in private schools. Now, what this means, it means those who are in private schools who got employed by the government left some spaces in private schools to have those ones who did not have jobs to go and fill up those spaces in private schools. I think that was a good move. The 30,000 teachers by the government was a fantastic move. I think we applaud them for it. But I also share his sentiments. The monthly adjustment to fuel is a total mess. It's a total mess and inconvenience. And I feel it's one area where government should look into and improve it. I think, what talk time do you need, Mr. Lucky? Tell us the network you want in the comment. We send it to you right now. So all you have to do to receive your talk time, simply WhatsApp that number. The number 0953. All right, just send your WhatsApp message to 0953 979798 now. So after you comment, WhatsApp that one. All right. WhatsApp us the network that you want, and then we send you a talk time. I think it needs it's just some talk time. What do you think, Stefan?
definitely. Remember that you could also get to comment on our hotline, of course, which is 09678654040. And of course, also just get to the comment section right there and tell us what you think about what we are talking about. Remember, looking at the hot topic review, and obviously we do have some talk time giveaway. What's your take on the 30,000 teachers that were employed? And of course, what do you think about it? And of course, also looking at APSA partial withdrawal, where as a person that is 35 years old can get to withdraw, as long as you're the beneficiary, you can get to benefit from your pension savings scheme, whether it is yours or your parents, right? I'm actually waiting to reach that age so that I can have access to it. Actually, but in as much as we are still talking about the partial withdrawal, we still have the 2023 budget, Mr. Lusambo. What were some of the things that you liked about it?
No, the 2023 budget, I think, I like a number of issues in 2023 budget. I liked the farm block because it's going to empower a lot of farmers. I think that was a plus. It was amazing. It had, the 2023 budget had a lot of good things, even though I felt that the aspect of the tax incentives to the mines were quite huge in comparison to what we, the SMEs, are getting. All right. One thing that I never liked from that budget was the comment from the Minister of Finance himself. He said that these if we overtax these ones, they're going to run away. So they were okay overtaxing us, their employees, their citizens, and like taxing the big boys, the mines. I think that was the part I didn't like. But to be honest, the 2023 budget was a plus in many respects. Like I said, I like the farm blocks. I also like the free education aspect of things because that's what we need to see. When politicians promise us that they're going to do something for us, they should be able to deliver. We have to hold them to account for their promises. And I think that was one of the fulfillment of their promises, free education. This has helped a lot to take out kids from the streets. Those kids who could have been in the streets right now they're in classes. Even though the people complaining about congestion in classes, it's okay. Let them get educated. In the past, we used to be 80 people in one class. So what's so different now if you have 50, 60, 70 people? It's okay. It's free education. People should be educated. And I think that was a plus by the government, that free education. No matter how you look at it, it was a good thing because some people can't afford basic education. So making it free for everyone, I think it's a plus, and we should commend them for that. Yeah. So we have another comment there from Combe Stephanie.
Combe Isaac says, Yeah, Combe Isaac says, I feel like the 30,000 teachers and the 11,000 are making the environment conducive for entrepreneurs in the country, in the sense that enough teachers will help a lot of citizens graduate with knowledge to help them run their businesses.
All right, what do you think about that comment?
So he says, in the sense that enough teachers help a lot of citizens graduate with knowledge and help them run their businesses. Oh, well, good comment there, Isaac. Good that you are actually hooked onto our conversation, and of course, good to know that you're thinking about entrepreneurship and business at the end of the day. What I think about is that, yeah, I think having the 30,000 teachers really does reduce the number of people that employed, giving space for more others to do business. And also, it's a business on the other side for people that will actually have houses, like you said, rent to rent. And also, we look at opportunities that it brings in regard to the free education. 30,000 teachers against free education was a very good move, because then we need a number of teachers to be the role players. A lot of them that were employed were primary school teachers. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
them, we had a few number of secondary. So, of course, a number of people in the rural areas are from a young age. So, meaning that we have a lot of teachers in that area. But as well, we could actually want to think in these terms. Do we have problems when it comes to desks? Are there enough? Pupils actually getting good quality education with the numbers? That's thing we need to put in regard, because then what it does to the people is that educate if the education system is not okay, people are not receiving good quality education, we will not have entrepreneurs that are very knowledgeable, which in has ability to actually lower the entrepreneurship ratio. What do you think about it?
Fantastic. And wow, this is going to help a lot, to be honest. Free education is going to help a lot. We don't expect people to graduate with degrees from free education, but we
Mm.
expect them to have a still kind of mindset. I think that's a good move there. And we agree with you, Kombe. Please comment with us. Tell us the network that you want, Kombe. We'll be happy to inbox you. Or if you want, you can simply WhatsApp that line, or we can simply inbox you after the show to just send you some talk there. So what we have another comment from Kunda, who says it's true, free education is really important. Okay, fantastic. Now there's this comment here from it's like free education has hit a lot of people different. Huh? They are appreciating it a lot. Look at this comment here, Stephanie. Recruitment of 8,000 teachers was a milestone, but the teacher pupil ratio is still high, especially with the introduction of the free education policy, which has resulted in high demand for desks. More needs to be done to improve the quality of education in this country. Now, just that comment there, Stephanie. See, Chilu says
Mm-hmm.
30,000 teachers was a milestone. We all agree with that. And she says
Yes.
the teacher pupil ratio is too high, especially with the introduction of free education. This has resulted into high demand for desks. That's where the point is. High demand for desks. What know what that means? It means that the government has given an opportunity to entrepreneurs like you, Chilu, to manufacture desks and supply them. People
Mm.
that have the tools required to manufacture this can do that, can supply. So whenever there's a problem, like for example, having problems with desks in schools, why don't we, the people, come on board and supply those desks to the government so the government can buy from us? If you look at Sorwezi, you look at Mbala, look at Chipata, all these places that are far from Lusaka, they need a lot of desks. We need thousands
Yeah.
upon thousands of desks. So this gives business to entrepreneurs. This is why I like the 1,000 teachers implement, because it's a huge relief in the economy. It's going to help a lot of families. We can't even begin to count. Please tell us the network that you want, and we'll be happy to talk them to you, Chilu. Tell us the network that you want in the comment, and we'll be happy to inbox you the talk them. Just give us a comment what you like, what you didn't like, and what you feel the government should improve in the next budget, so that we'll be able to send for some talk them. All right, there's another one from Sandy there. What do you take of that one from Sandy, Stephanie?
So Sandy says, and good to know that you're actually logged on. Sandy M. Mulendem says the NAPSA partial withdrawal is 50-50. It's good for those who have a good plans for that money, and it's bad for those who no idea and thought having capital would give them ideas. The free education is the best decision for me. They just need to spend the coming years to refine it. I agree with Sandy, especially in the last comment where she just need to spend time. They just need to spend the coming years to refine it. I love the word refine.
Yes. Yes, to show improvement, we all need to improve, to be honest. So while it's a good move, but so much more can be done about it by the government, but also by us citizens. We can help the government to, create employment, to also supply desks, right? But this is a good move, Patrick, because it has relieved the economy. This is why free education is one of the biggest plus in that budget, all right? There are lots of good things in the budget, but free education is definitely one of them. That's a fundamental element. But I also like the issue of the selling of gold by small scale Yes, Stephanie?
Talking about desks, Mr. Lusambu, one of the conversations I was following up was on whether they would be consistent. So one was saying the reason why desks are sometimes important is because we lack consistency in supply and quality. We talk about quality and consistency. In as much as we're looking at it as an employment, as a business opportunity. But then, are people consistent, and will they provide quality consistently? That's a question.
Yes. No, it's difficult because quality is perceived. What is of good quality in Lusaka may not be of good quality in Mbala. What's of good quality in Mbala and Chipata may not be of good quality in Livingstone. So quality is perceived, but I think at the end of the day, what determines quality is the durability. If our carpenters and people that are in the desk making business can give us quite desks at a lower price, governments they follow the 3 E's, Stephanie: economy, efficiency, effectiveness. It's about providing a service. What they want, good quality for lower prices. So if you can provide that, it's a win-win situation. That's the mentality we want to go in 2023. Have a win-win mentality. Don't just want to siphon profits at the expense of quality. No, I think that should be looked at into going to 2023. But again, there's a comment from Mushi who says partial withdrawal is a good idea for us as long as what is planned is implemented. Because the fact that what is said up there is different from what is happening down here, it's discouraging. But as long as they put up smart systems of doing that, then well and good. Introducing free education is the best decision ever. It's a plus. And yes, we agree with you, Mushi. Free education is a plus. So guys, tell us the network that you want, and we'll be happy to send it to you. What network do you want? That's the network in the comment, and we'll send it to you. All right. Okay, do you have some more? Of course. Yes, there's a comment. Is it Brian? Okay, Brian, what does it say? Please go ahead, Stephanie.
Brian says it has been disappointing that the CDF was not operationalized to the extent that we hoped. The funds held in CDF unused was reduced circulation in the economy. These funds need to be deployed in the economy. I think we will take the first stand, Brian. The thing was that from the ministry, they said a lot of people did not follow the regulations for the groups. Obviously, they were not following the step when it comes to writing the business plans and proposals. So a lot of them needed to do the right thing. And that's why I think there was a delay. They did support that.
Fantastic.
That there was a lot of people who didn't know how to write. And therefore, I think we need more education, Mr. Lusambo, on the CDF and how to do it. How to form groups and who you form it with also is information that we need more of.
And that one thing I felt was unnecessary in the 2023 budget, partly because the CDF was underutilized in 2022. It did not perform its intended purpose. It's like we didn't have the capacity, to release the funds and to use the funds. People who were applying for CDF literally had no clue what they were doing. right? Even the people who are given the responsibility to not disseminate those funds also appear to have no clue what was supposed to be done. But so in the budget, I expected the CDF to remain at 25, but now it's at 28. It went up. I don't know what led to it going up, partly because in 2022 it was underutilized, like you have said. Maybe it could be due to the fact that people were applying for CDF did not meet the criteria that were required. But also, I just feel like people are so disorganized. People handling the CDF were so disorganized. They did not sensitize people enough with enough detail for them to access those funds. CDF, guys, is not a secret. We are citizens, so we have legitimate interest in knowing what's happening with CDF. And currently, there's a lot of secrecy around CDF, Stephanie. Very few MPs are updating us on social media of what's supposed to be done on CDF, how they are using the funds for CDF. Very few people are coming out and saying, what, we've received so much, like I saw from Mao Sampa's page, and of course, this other MP was sharing how they're using the CDF funds. There are very few MPs who are doing that. A lot of them are not talking about it. It's like it's a secret. But we want to know, all right? And then, while it's a good thing that the government thought about improving the lives of the people so that people can get more funds, can access those small loans, it must also be mentioned that if we're not careful, CDF will be used as a conduit for fraud, right? A lot of people are going to benefit at the expense of others who could have benefited genuinely. So we need to see, more transparency going forward when it comes to CDF, Stefan. I don't know what to think about that issue, but I feel there's lack of transparency in the way CDF has been handled, and I think that attributes to why it was underutilized in 2022. While it's a good move, guys, take note of that. It's a good move to have more money to help the communities. But at the same time, if there's no transparency, it makes everything difficult.
Here. Mr. Lusambo, we have a caller here. Good afternoon. How are you? Good morning, actually. How are you?
Yes. Good morning. How are you?
Fine. Where are you calling us from? Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm calling you from...
Calling us from Kablonga. Mr. Bernard, you're welcome to this discussion for us.
Yes, I wanted to contribute. The CDF is quite a major thing at large to say, and the way it's being utilized, and the community at large doesn't know how to utilize it, or they don't have that information to how they can go about getting that. Yesterday I was doing a service with a certain man who told me that you can actually write the business proposal and present it to the provincial office, then they'll just guide you on how you can follow up and set up your own business from that side. But the people are careful because of illiteracy, lack of way to use. Like I can use that. We have 70% of Zambians who are not learned. You get, and the other 60% are learned. We have to go for that 70% because it's another number compared to the 30% that's there. And the way we are educating the ones that are out there, and if they're all in the 30%, 50% is the one that needs to be highlighted and how to go about it. They need the money, yes, and the money is on the ground. But how are we going to get it? You get?
Yeah.
No, the money is not there because they don't know how to get it. The money is there, yes, of course. But educate them on how to go about and present themselves to the provincial at what, then they can get the money.
Yeah. What do you think is the best way to educate them?
Sorry?
What do you think is the best way to get the education?
The best way to get education?
Yes.
The way it is, the way of getting education is the way it is. It's proper. It's the way it is. Has been like that from the days we had the teacher back then. Yeah. This was the idea, and this is where we're going. This is where we are right now.
Indeed. We thank you so much for that.
So let's follow this. The way it's going.
Yeah, thank you very much. And your comment is much appreciated.
Thank you.
You continue to call us on 077-1616-290. Might as well comment on Facebook. That's Amani FM Zambia. We are talking about
all right.
topics. review. And of course, I should mention we do have talk time giveaways right there. All you need to do is to tell us what network you are using, and of course, get to send the message of what network you are using. Over to you, Mr. Dusambu.
Yes, and I think I like what is Bernard, right?
Mm.
Is Bernard the one the caller was Bernard?
Yes,
I
yes.
like what he has said. He has said that, you know what, there's lack of information on how CDF should be handled. And I agree with him. Do you know why I agree with him? It's partly because, like I said, it appears to me that CDF has been like a secret. The people handling CDF are not doing enough to educate even the locals, that grandma in Shangombo, that person who has no idea how to go about it, how to write those proposals. Not everyone can write in this country. Not everyone can read. And believe me, the people that need CDF more are those who can't read and write. That's the way it is right now. Right? So if you don't educate them on how to go about it, transparent ways of doing it, I think it all boils down to transparency, Stephanie. I agree with our caller here. What he's saying is very true. We need, going forward in 2023, to have programs, maybe at a community level, where people can go and sit on a weekend, on a particular chosen day. Then they are taught how to go about it. They're even assisted by the people that are in charge of CDF. Assist them how to write proposals, how to go about it, what to do. Because now what you're going to be seeing is somebody from Livingstone is in a cooperative which is operating in Lusaka, or which is operating in Chipata, or which is operating in Imbala. And then they get CDF. They don't even live in Imbala. We need real people from real communities to participate. And we've been suggesting this for a long time. Why don't they make this mandatory for somebody to get CDF, to go through a financial literacy course? My friend Mnumbende have been open about this. We've been submitted. You know what? If you want, we can work with you. We can engage us. We provide these financial literacy trainings to those applicants of CDF so they can understand even how to invest the money, how to use the money, and they should be able to be told that this is some type of a small loan. You're gonna pay it back at some point. All right. But if you don't educate people, they'll just be getting money because it's available. Somebody tells them, I listen for CDF, let's go and get it. Yes. So I think he's right. He's right. Please, guys, as you comment, that's the network that you want, we'll be able to give you back, send it to you at the end of the program. Naomi says, I would like to appreciate the move the president made of deploying 11,000 health workers and 10,000 teachers. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy. And I think it is going to go a very long way in helping out a lot of people in our system. There we go. We have Young Eddie, who says, I think government will be in place next year. I know they will not disappoint you. They will not support us. This Charles, is this Charles? I don't know, from PHI. That's the number. I'm not sure if that number is. Tell us the network will inbox you, then they talk them at the end of the program. Thank you very much, guys, for those comments. Keep them coming. As you post your comments, that's the network that you want. What does Sandy say, Stephanie?
Sandy, actually, I think people should be proactive to go out and find out about the CDF. I told someone to apply for it, and he told me CDF is for politicians. The government could, in addition, hold CDF clinics to raise awareness. Definitely.
Fantastic. What do you think, Stefan, about that? What do you think of that comment?
Well, I think there's much left for them to do. Reason being, we have people that are not as educated as the other half, just like Mr. Bernard said. So there's need to put people together and tell them, look, the money, first of all, is not really free because it's some kind of loan that you will return. And also, there should be a criteria that has been put for the people to know who qualifies in what, who comes up with the idea, how do we make the members of the group, and how many should we be, and how are we going to operate? Because Mr. Lusambo, in as much as we make a group of 30 or 10 people, I don't think 10 people can manage a business at the same time. So there is need to make a structure. So you let them know. You could all not be the people to run the business. And of course, who handles the money? how does the money get to the business? Is it one person? Is there going to be an account? All I think should be clear enough as they start. And also
Yes.
the use of posters, media should also come in play for the CDF. It needs to be clear, I think, going forward.
Yeah, fantastic. And you see, Stephanie, this is true. People think CDF is for politicians. Do you know why? Because the system has been messed up for a long time. In the past, we saw that only cadres were benefiting from the government resources. And this is why people think that CDF is for politicians, because we have people that are politically aligned running institutions that are important. And this prevents people not politically aligned to benefit from the government resources. And a good example is CDF. We're going to have some guy just calling up relatives and people at the political line, come through, bring your competitive documents, do this. You give them hints privately. They do the right thing privately, then they qualify. A lot of people in the public do not even know how to go about it. But cadres know how to go about it. This is why you see cadres getting CDF. We saw what happened in 2021, before the elections. There was that youth empowerment, which was very suspicious. We saw people who literally had no business plan being given over 300,000 kwacha each, and they went to the saloons, did their hairs, they were throwing money everywhere. And it's because of that behavior that we have Sandy saying, some people think it's for politicians, because for a long time, for the longest time, we've seen that only cadres have been able to benefit fully from government. But this time around, it's different. We have a government that says, you know what, as long as you're Zambian and you're competent, you are eligible, please apply, we're going to give you a chance. I think that's a plus. We have to give the government a plus in that regard. They've done a fantastic job. I think I'm happy with that because we are seeing some measure of equity now in terms of CDF. You don't need to have a lot of connections to get CDF now. It's different from the way it used to be in the past. And I think these are the kind of discussions we should be having, because we elect these people and put them into offices. They should be able to account for how they use those public resources. And I think they've done quite an amazing job. So the other issue I wanted to talk about, I thought maybe, Stephanie, what do you think about this for tariffs?
Right before I talk about what I think, Suvilo also here is saying, Suvilo is saying good topic, guys. And of course, he's also saying, what about the ZESCO connectivity prices? Yeah, Suvilo. Thank you very much, Suvilo. Good to know that you are logged on to our platform, 93.7. And he's got a question as well. He's asking, what about ZESCO connectivity fees?
See, ZESCO connectivity fees, guys, again, that's another huge surprise. It's a shocker for me, Stephanie. Look, I was shocked when I saw that.
Yeah.
You know, when you are a tenant and one day you wake up, the landlord tells you that your rental has been increased by 600%. That's a shocker, Stephanie. We are moving from less than 1,000 departure to 5,000, 6,000, 13,000. That's a lot of increments that we saw. That's a shocker. For me, I was shocked. Of course, the president did clarify in a press conference. He said that ZESCO would buy, say, power at 10 kwacha, and then they will say to citizens at 6 kwacha. So they've been making losses. And he said in his statement, he said, you saw fake money in circulation. It was not real money because the government was subsidizing almost everything. But now, under the eagle's eye, according to the president, he said it will not happen. So people, we're not going to be paying the real rates. But again, you see, these are the problems that we are having. Like I said, when there's a lot of secrecy in the way governments are handling resources and handling issues, it brings a lot of questions. Because somebody from a compound, somebody from a very remote area will not understand why they should pay 13,000 or 6,000 or 5,000 for such a service. They'll be shocked. They'll simply say, our government was a because they don't understand the mathematics behind. So it's important from the outset to do the right thing. I felt bad when I heard the president saying that, it was ZESCO could buy at 10 kwacha, for example, and then they sell at 6 kwacha. Now imagine if they sell like that for a year. How much loss would ZESCO make?
Yeah.
That would make billions of kwachas in losses. So they're not making any money from electricity. So now that the right thing has been done, it will take time for citizens to understand the mathematics behind, because all they see is that not when the previous government was in power, we used to pay 700 or 1,600. Now why should they pay 13,000? Have you seen? It's because the system was messed up. It was a mess in terms of how power was handled. But I don't know your views around that.
Maybe the big part is that you pay it in 12 months.
Huh?
Maybe the beautiful part is that you pay it in 12 months, and of course, it's only 70%.
Yeah, that's a good one, but still, the increment was too much. Even though the system was a mess, I felt maybe they should have done it gradually, slowly, to allow people to let it sink in, to understand the movements. The same way they've done with fuel, they do increments monthly. Maybe they could have done it gradually, so that to give a chance to those people in the compounds, people who not get this one straight. Because right now people are pissed off. That's the truth on the ground. Every single person I've spoken to about the issue of ZESCO tariffs is pissed off. Every single person. They don't care whether the previous government subsidized. They don't care about that one. All they care about is why should I pay 6,000? Why should I pay 13,000? That's too much money. People are pissed off around this issue of ZESCO tariffs. That's the truth, Stephanie, right now. But for some of us who understand the mathematics behind, we are saying it's a good move, because it will allow also ZESCO to operate, efficiently and effectively. All right, we can't keep losing money as a country subsidizing things. That means we are working for consumption. We will not progress. So the only way we get to progress as a government is if we charge people the right prices. But also the issue of subsidizing everything teaches citizens to become lazy. When you have a lot of citizens who are depending on the government, you're not helping citizens. You are teaching them to become lazy. That's why we saw people joining capitalism, because it was an easy way out of poverty. People could just become aligned to a political party and then begin to get money just like that. It was an easy way out of being broke. But now that we have a government that says, we're going to charge you the right prices. We're going to complain now, yes, we accept, but we have to do the right thing. And I think that's a plus for me. I like the fact that now we are going to be paying the right monies to buy electricity, to connect to your houses. It's expensive, yes, but it's the right thing to do, because we can't continue spending money on consumption. We are empowering our friends for failure. We are empowering our citizens for failure. So what the government has done now, to let you pay the actual amount, is going to also help our citizens to know how to use money, but also to know that, it costs so much if you want to do this much. So it's a good thing to have the right prices in place. But for people, our friends in the compounds and in the villages, they won't understand this. We need also sensitization part of this to explain to people why the increment, why they move from this percentage to somewhere 600%, so that people can grasp it and understand the benefit in the long run. Because we won't see the benefits now, Stephanie. We'll see them maybe 3, 4, 5 years from now.
Yeah.
So we have a comment from
Mr. Lusambo, we have about 2 minutes to wrap.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes and we have a number of comments. So guys, those of you who have commented, just comment with your network so that we can start inboxing you the talk time. Yeah, please comment with the network and then we'll be happy to inbox the talk time. It's been a fantastic year. 2022 has been a fantastic year. We look forward to more. We must say, Stephanie, that there are a lot of good things that we've seen from this government, and I think it's promising where we are going. It's very promising. I just want to say to our audience that, what, guys, if you are able to apply for CDF, for the procedure, apply. Now you don't need to pay anybody to apply for CDF. That's the good thing I've liked about the way this government is operating. Corruption has been reduced. At least you can just go and apply for CDF without having connections. That's a plus. I think we can take advantage of CDF. It's not a secret. We want money, Stephanie. I don't know about you, Stephanie. Don't you want some money?
Definitely. For me, all my takeaway from this day was Matthews Mwawalia says free education is a good policy and good opportunity for business in rural areas to supply school requirements, government should complete school projects started by the previous government to accommodate more pupils. Good point. And obviously, that was actually added for in the budget, I think. Hosanna to Yeshua says CDF will be a game changer in communities if utilized properly. Airtel. Wow. Yeah, it will be a game changer. Pezani Mwene says the government to employ 30,000 teachers was a good move. Why I said so? Because the more teachers was doing nothing after they finished their course and come to the budget. I think it's a good budget for us to do what we want to in the 2021 to 2022. Okay. Also,
Yeah,
I'm sure
fantastic.
it's always to listen to you. Wow, good, Mr. Mpezeni Mwene. Good comment there.
All right, guys. So
Well,
we appreciate Stephanie. We are winding out on a year. How about you? We have 1 minute, right? So even you, Stephanie, let me ask you a question. You ask me questions every time. Tell me something, Stephanie. How would you rate the way the government has performed this year?
I think so far so good for me. We
Nine
do
out
have
of
a
10,
number of
1 up to 10, Stephanie. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the government?
6.
6. Fantastic. I thought I should ask you, Stephanie. Fantastic. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, I know that.
How about you, Stephanie? Indeed.
Definitely, that's where we actually get to end. But of course, remember, if you have commented, do comment with what network you are using. Continue to keep those reviews coming. They're very useful. And of course, for those that came through that message, phone call, as well as in the comment section. Until next week again, it's a goodbye for now. And of course, keep it locked on to Money.
Indeed, sure. Thanks. Bye-bye.